Stray voltage is what we know today is basically on every dairy farm at some level. And by speaking with people and taking some measurements, you can figure out if you need to proceed further. Oh, lots of times in general conversation, you walk in to check out a dairy farm and you talk with the dairyman, and of course you question, the pounds of milk along with the somatic cell count. Somatic cell count might be low. You go into reproduction, cow comfort, licking at the waters, when they're milking, if they're pawing at the milkers or kicking the milkers, that kind of stuff. And sometimes I'll ask them, do you feel as though you have to put the milkers back on or manually machine strip or stuff like that? In some of the big equal potential planes and the parlors, well, that cow, she'll come up to the holding area and she'll stop right there, and she won't come the rest of the way. And there's just pointers out there that, as you proceed with the dairyman to check and talk with him. And lots of times when I'm working with a dairyman, I will ask him certain questions, and that also helps us sometimes in a direction. It's wise to do the analysis, and then if you have stray voltage on your farm of the various different kinds of it, and to follow through with that and then go into the system would be the way to go about it. As far as installation of the system, we work with the dairy and the local electrician, and we try and we watch the cost of it, because it can get quite expensive, but in the return of the 16 systems that we have installed. And I'm going to relate to one other thing here with the analysis. I don't have track of all the analysis right now, but I'm going to say we're in that 30 range. And I would have to count this up to be sure, but I would say there's probably 6 farms where we did analysis that Agrivolt said, either your farm does not need our system, or there's nothing we can do, you're in good shape, or the things that we have found on the analysis, just make the repairs. Makes my job easier, it's more professional, and if you don't need the system, Agrivolt will tell you that. The dairymen that we have worked for and the results that they have seen, we have followed up on them, and of course we watch the increase in milk. In my lifetime, I've worked with some dairies because I've brought it to be a challenge to lower cell counts. But when I hear of the somatic cell counts that are under 120,000 to one that we will give as low as 20,000, that's wonderful. The money that these fellows can earn, I never realized until we pushed the pencil and did a little bit of math, and it's wonderful. The breeding, the cow comfort, the healthier cows, dairymen that have related to me, Terry, ever since we put in that Agrivolt system and the calves that are born, I don't know what it was on my dairy farm, but these calves are a lot healthier, okay? And every farm is different, and the results are different on every farm. But the one rule of thumb that follows are the wonderful low cell counts. The increase that we have seen, that we cannot guarantee in milk production, and the cow comfort, of course the breeding, numerous different things. You know, no more lapping in the waters. And I guess one of the things that I always get excited about, and we talk about at the shows, and when I talk to the dairymen, how much more feed did you have to feed to make the same amount of milk? And I'll let the dairyman answer that, but it's been quite profitable on their end. What we have seen with the Agrivolt systems is the consistency, okay? And in relationship to some of the older ways that we used to repair it, we would have some fluctuations in cell count, breeding, milk. Working with Agrivolt and the approach that they take, we have seen consistency in cows. In my career of working on stray voltage, it has been phenomenal what Agrivolt has brought to us. The approach of Agrivolt is, first of all, when they do start with the analysis, and everything is measured in current, along with the medium frequency harmonics and numerous other things that come into it. And throughout the electrical engineering that they have and put into this, I want to say, along with the equipment that they have designed, to where they can stop what is coming in, measure what is left, create a repair for that by neutralization, and also the monitoring. And the most exciting is the smart scan monitoring that they have on their system, that basically from any of the offices or from my house, I can monitor a dairyman's facility if he calls me up with a problem. And that is just wonderful. And through that, the results that we have noticed is taking control of the system and monitoring it. And it's something like we've never seen. And the monitoring that the office can do, the dairyman doesn't even have to watch it anymore. He can be notified. And there's nothing else like it, and makes my job so enjoyable and so professional. I've waited a lifetime for this, and it would be like if I was building a new facility and I was a dairyman, I sure would want to consider this from the ground up. And I have figured some of the new facilities and set the wiring programs up so that it can be done properly, that if they decide to go Agrivolt, you know, we have a forward motion created. The expertise that Agrivolt has, I will put above everyone else. I've worked in this for a very long time. I've made phone calls. I've seen frustrated dairymen. I've been frustrated. I have yet for them not to come back to me with an answer. They've always had the answers and the results and the equipment to fix it. Yes, I am very, very proud of Agrivolt